Oh, what they do, what they do, what they do. How y'all doing tonight? Late night, late night, late night show. And there's something that came to me. You know, the best work is done late at night. And I wanted to come and talk to you about something that I thought was quite important. You know, we're getting older, and there's things we should be able to have a conversation about. You know what I mean? Literally, we should be able to have a conversation about, and that's intimacy and why we avoid it. And I'm talking about us men. And I wanted to do this to give more of an insight for women to understand, because I know they probably don't understand. You might have a brother or a loved one, and you want to understand why we might avoid intimacy wholeheartedly. There's many factors to this, and a lot of y'all could agree with me on this one. So, first off, I want to just go with the clear thing. As a man in America, and I'm going to try not to, I could say race, I could talk about race, but I want to try to say this speaking from a man point of view. First off, it's childhood trauma. And you can identify this in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Being antisocial, not being too friendly. You might call your boyfriend grumpy. He doesn't want to be around so many crowds. Or it's a lot of childhood trauma that men go through that has yet to been dealt with. Plus, there's a culture of not going to see the therapist. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem manly enough. It's so many layers to that a lot of people don't understand that, which causes a whole bunch of problems in relationships, friendships, romantic relationships. I want you to take it from that point. Now, when we talking about childhood trauma, there's factors into this as far as abuse. Men go through so much abuse that doesn't get talked about because the idea of a man being abused doesn't even come to mind. Doesn't I think people don't talk about it, they don't think about it. They just think that doesn't happen. Um or they probably don't even think that it's happening to anybody. But men do get abused. And this has long lasting effect if it doesn't be addressed over time. I want you to think about it. You have a lot of men who's overly emotional, who react very abruptly. You know what I mean? You could tell that, you know what I mean? There's so many psychological things to this situation as the person reacting the way they reacting. Look at it. You could tell by behavior. Certain men handle business a certain way, and men who lack emotions handle a certain way. Now, with with the abuse comes neglect, comes abandonment issues. I'm talking about there's a number of things. Lots of time this turns people into narcissists. And a lot of y'all think that the narcissist don't suffer from childhood traumas, which leads them to not being very intimate, not caring about getting involved in intimacy. You know, some men never have been coddled. You got some men who has issues with their mothers. Think about it. Speaking from a person, I come from a two-parent household. Um, my mother and father was there. My parents were from another country. So to have the conversation about intimacy, I don't even think they knew, probably understand it, but they didn't know how to convey it to me to make me understand what they mean by it. And I want to try to people to understand about that. Men do not avoid intimacy because they think it's weak or they think it's that. If they just don't know how to approach it. They've never been taught. You know what I'm saying? They never don't, you know what I mean? There's rules to engagement to intimacy. And you know what I mean, women who are nurturers, they all about intimacy. They all about wanting to be nurtured and coddled and show love and given flowers and stuff like that. So we do it from this perspective to try to understand this. So for women to understand why men are like this, you got to understand from the root cause of the issue. Why do men avoid intimacy? Why do your bedroom fun time is just rough, and him just shooting a load up in you and calling it a day, or him just telling you to bend over, put your head in the pillow, and beating it from the back, beating it from the back, beating it from the back, and then saying, "Hey, you're gonna have to go home after this." You say you don't understand why he's like that, but y'all still deal with that. These person doesn't even understand the realm of intimacy, let alone to try to show them that self-esteem. Lots of men have self-esteem issues. You won't notice, even the most macho men have self-esteem issues. The most attractive men do. But you'll see it in different ways. A man who might talk to a lot of different women might have self-esteem issues or trust issues. You ever thought about that? Why he have so many different women? He probably believed that you're gonna leave anyway, so he needs to stack up his numbers to say that, hey, she'll leave me. She about to get up out of here soon. So let me make sure I got Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday ready. Some men ain't never been treated right by women. And I know a lot of y'all women want to say all of y'all are good, but some of y'all do mess a lot of men over. And they already came into the situation with intimacy problem and being able to trust people, being able to open their feelings up, to tell them how they feel, to express the way they understand themselves, to be shattered, to be say, you is just my friend. I don't really look at you like that. Oh, you like me? Oh, I didn't know you liked me, John. I thought we were just hanging out. And he done already done spun over $1,000 on dates on him. Why you think men cry to their homeboys? Or if something serious go down, they cry to their homeboys, or their homeboys is actually the one working them through something. A lot of men show intimacy to other men more than women. It's a scary factor. You should be the one we should be showing to, but we scared istless to show you that for us to be crushed. It's easily for a man for us to get into a physical fight. We can go home. But for a man to get his emotions crushed is the last thing he ever want to do. A lot of us have told us to suppress emotions automatic. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of you come from inner city homes, dysfunctional homes, battered homes, group homes, whatever you say, whatever you might consider your home. You trying to understand, like, yo, why can I be intimate with this person? And intimacy doesn't mean sex, as holding hands, public display of affection. Tell her how you feel today. Telling her if your mental well-being is okay. A lot of us have shown through our history that if you tell a woman that, you might not be her type of man. Some of y'all think that we supposed to have it all the time. You supposed to think that we supposed to be strong all the time. We get weak. We are scared ishless about failing. We're so focused on becoming a man, taking care of the family, providing provision, providing that. Where do we have time for intimacy? I always ask this question to women: do you want a provider or do you want a husband? Can't have one or the other sometimes. If you want a husband, then you're gonna need to work some hours. Get you a part-time job or go to Bojangles and start frying chicken. So your man can be home with you on the weekends. But if not, we working 12-hour days. We work ourselves to death. The stress factor you deal with, we don't deal with that. We deal with something greater. We got to make sure you eat every day. Make sure the kids is fed, and some of them kids in this house ain't even ours, and we got to make sure they all right. That's a whole nother conversation. And another thing is too, I want to get into this, but I guess it's very controversial to talk about this, and maybe you can elaborate on this. A lot of us are more scared of intimacy because the D might be just garbage. There's a lot of men out here with garbage D. They won't admit it. They suffer from erectile dysfunction. They can't get it up at a certain age. So they try to compensate that by overflowing you with cash. Let me give her a couple dollars. Baby, you okay? You got a lot of that. You overcompensate with money. You overcompensate with machismo. Being the toughest guy. Some of the prettiest dude can't get it up. After a certain age, that's what happened. Men's sex drive starts to low. Mind you, here's the thing. Some of our sex drive gets real low when we have to work every day. Man, we be tired. 12, 13 hours a day. You're expecting for us to come home and cuddle. You expect us to come home and cuddle when we're working 12 or 13 hours a day? We ain't even get enough protein to pipe it down. So the question is, how do we overcome fear? How do we be more intimate with women? How do we express ourselves to them? The question is, women, hopefully you can create a safe space for us to open ourselves up to you, to talk to you, to allow us to be vulnerable. That's the one thing that's lacking amongst us as far as people, is to be vulnerable and to let you know that I'm not feeling good today. My spirit is low. Baby, can you just sit here and pray with me? I need prayer real bad. I feel shaky. I lost my job. Create a safe space for us. Let her know it's going to be okay. Let me know that you still love me regardless of my flaws and faults, and know that I'm still growing as a person. Hopefully I can make sure that I can live up to whatever standard that you're looking for. I don't have $100 or $1,500 to give you just because I'm not balling like that. Unless you want me to go start selling bricks. If you're okay with me jumping out in black cars and Air Force One with sticks, I might be able to get you $1,500. But then I'll be hauling away to prison then. Or got to watch my back from dudes spinning. At that, I'm put the pressure on them in the streets. Men are even scared of the pressure that the relationship brings. Analyze that. I want you to think about that from a point. This is why certain men don't even care about getting dressed up, getting their haircut done, or looking fancy for certain women, because they say, why the point? If I just open myself up to her, she might disappoint me anyway. She might ridicule me. She might make me feel inadequate. She might tell me what to do or pretend to be my mama at times. I'm talking about the men who want to be free, to want to be as open as possible. That doesn't lack their masculinity. It just how can I say, improves it. We deal with a lot that our mothers can't help us with. This is why you know what I mean? Our mothers has helped us to a certain point. They nurtured us enough for us to go out here and try to be the best person we can. But there's still certain aspects of us that we still need some help on. That's why mental health is so serious. Seeing somebody is so serious. Making sure you have therapy, you have people who's willing to see you down this road and help you talk about the difficulties of intimacy and being emotional and being vulnerable. A lot of us come from impoverished neighborhoods where we are not allowed to, where you can't, because a slight slip up will make you lose your life, or somebody getting over on you. I know there's a lot of y'all who want to be able to just lay your head down or being able to wake up with no money to carry. We don't even got time for all that. A lot of us wants to be married. We scared about getting married. Shitless. Because and I'm speaking from a man point of view. I can't speak about the women. I just want to give that caveat to that. I'm only speaking about the men. You know why it's hard for a man to sometimes commit? Sometimes they think the woman's gonna get up and leave after he done put in all this work. So this is why there's not a commitment being held, because sometimes most women would stay without a commitment. Now, mind you, that doesn't benefit the woman in any sort, because being with a man without a commitment, you only set yourself up for failure if he dies. Think about it. I need some of this. Boy, look at here. So ask that question for me. Shout outs to everybody who's looking at me, my two people that wanted, the person on YouTube. Shout outs to you. Let me know where you're calling from. Shout outs to my one Twitch streamer, if you even real. Shout outs to Instagram. Shout outs to Facebook. We're talking about overcoming fear, why men avoid intimacy in a relationship. And that is also the precursor of why a lot of us avoid marriage, serious LTRs, and long-lasting relationships with people we supposed to be building on. Life is about people, and people. If you don't know, there's a study that showed that having a good relationship leads to better health with people. Not money, not cars, is relationship, but that intimacy factor needs to be the component there for us to be able to have good relationship, foster good relationship with people. I could say I was only able to be intimate with a couple people over my lifetime. That's men and women. And I don't want you to look at it as on some funny stuff. Intimacy could be just exposing yourself about something that's just not you, just not doing. I had one good friend, two good friends who I was able to talk to real for real about things that I probably typically won't talk to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And they both had passed away, and some of them, you know what I mean, I appreciate that because they was allowing me to be myself. You know what I mean? It's listen, it's really important when you can create a safe space for somebody to be themselves and not to worry about that information going back to anybody. You know what I mean? And this is the thing that's needed in most modern relationships. I understand everybody's independent. Everybody has their role and stuff like that, traditional, non-traditional. Whatever you see your relationship, that's on you. But to make your relationship a lot more better, there has to be a safe space for men and women to talk, especially for men. I'm just talking about men right now. Women, if you want to be able to win in your relationship, you have to create a safe space. You have to. You can't come off as being the person's mother. You can't come off as thinking you know better. You have to be like, hey, are you okay today? Is there something you want to talk about? Hey, you can let me know if you're not feeling 100%. Babe, you stressing? Don't go to work today. We'll find a way to pay them bills, but I need you to be okay. Sometimes those small little words can lead to a foster relationship where he can be a little bit more open. Sometimes men don't want to talk because we think it's like we're coming off as whining. Because there's a culture of us telling women that men will just do their work and they shut up, they don't say nothing. So this is what you get. You get you a robot. So all that lovey-dovey stuff, you can't ask him to do one or the other. If he's so focused on handling business, how you gonna focus on treating you like somebody? I want you to think about that. I want you to really think about that and understand what are you really asking for. The type of man you want. A provider. Most of these providers at times lack intimacy. I'm not saying all, but a lot of them do. Most of these stern, straightforward, no nonsense, willing to check you type person lacks intimacy, lacks the holding hands, lacks the spooning, lack the telling you how he's feeling. He said, no, I'm straight. I'm going to work. I'm going to get out here and pay these bills. Hold on. Girl, bend over. John, why you asking to do that? Girl, bend over. Let me get this quickie so I can go. That's the type of guys you're dealing with. Put your head in the pillow. But then when you go to the barber shop, he's like, man, Shami's been stressing me all day, man. I don't even want to know what to do. She don't know I lost my job. That's how he talking to his homeboy. You don't know I lost my job. Trayvon, what do I do? Trayvon, what do I do? Fool, just relax. We'll work something out. We'll, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the brothers at the barbershop is loving all over him. They huddle over him like, don't worry, you good. When he come and he home to you, he say, we'll be all right. Even though he know he don't got the money. And you telling him, I'll just call my dad to see if he'll loan us the money. Girl, don't disrespect me. You calling your daddy? I don't want none of his money over here. What's the problem? He's willing to help us, you know. Girl, you make me not look like a man. I told you I got it. It's okay. I don't need nobody else's money. You yourself was going through emotional roller coaster trying to understand, then why this nigga like that? He tripping. Did you create a safe space for him to talk? Did you? Did you create a safe space for him to talk? And then you got a lot of dudes who do come from a two-parent household who are emotional, who are transparent, who's willing to do the things that you require. But we end up with women who looks at that and tends to seem that is weak. So we got to be like the Double D John Johns, to look hard, to be hard, to wear Ferragamo belts, and to have casual sex, and you know what I mean, to ask you to do all assortments of nasty things, you know, and you wonder why he doesn't want to spend the night with you after he pipe it up. He gets up and goes. You say, "Yeah, I got some business to handle." You're dealing with the ace. You say, "I gotta go somewhere." You say, "Why can't you just spend the night, baby? I ain't here for all that. We just having fun." Y'all don't like when y'all hear that. You just having fun. But it's important to create a safe space for men to be able to express themselves and to allow them to feel the way they want to feel, so you can be to help them foster a way for them to lead into being able to overcome a lot of their fears, as far as not being a lot of fears they have as far as being able to express themselves and to lead them to get into intimacy. A lot of that stuff is not going to work if you are not willing to help people to get to feel comfortable to get into them things. I talk to people all the time about this, and then, you know what I mean, as far as like the wage gap is closing in, and y'all might not see it as no problem, but that also is another issue as well. You know what I mean? Men, you got some men who feel a little bit inferior towards women. You know what I mean? Because the fact that a lot of women are making a lot more money, and they don't know how to counteract those type of things. Like, damn, you know what I mean? She's getting a couple dollars over here, and you know what I mean? I don't know how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to handle that, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You yourself, you saying, yeah, boy, this your girl, boy. She eating out here, boy. She eating out here, boy. Like, she really eating out here. And you saying, yeah, you know what I mean? I know that. And you be like, and you know what I mean? Like that also can plays a part in a person's psyche, to be like, yeah, I don't know if this is really something important, you know what I mean? Because you yourself is saying to yourself, yeah, I don't make enough money like that. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? A lot of y'all would be so shocked and be trying to understand, like, some men don't even be with it to even have sex sometimes. If they're not feeling it, they're not feeling it. Like literally. Like literally, if they're not feeling it, and if they don't feel, that's why I say we you know, in America today, they say that we're having way more less sex than we ever it did in history. You know what I mean? The birth rates are like steady, but it's not like how it was in the 80s where it was a boom. There was a lot of us popping out of here. But you know, I mean, you see times are changing. And I don't think people understand that. Is that I don't, or people don't even, I don't think people even care. Because a lot of us focus our situation on just money alone, and not foster relationships and try to understand why the things are like that. I'm gonna always tell you, life is about people. If you don't do like when you get older, you're going to understand that life is about people. Literally. Literally, life is about people. And if you do not get that, if you do not get that, you're not going to understand men. You're not going to understand nobody. I think that we've gotten so much selfish along the years, and we try to think that, like, in a sense, a lot of us supposed to just be already to know what's going on as far as people concerned. We're struggling here, literally. I just want y'all to say that we're struggling as a people. Like we're struggling as a people. We're struggling to make way and to you know what I mean, to do some things to try to understand. That's why it's important to have these kind of conversations and to 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 you know what I mean, just to let yourself know like where you at, you know, where you at with stuff. I could sit here and tell you that even me, I sometimes scared and try to put myself in another person's shoes and try to explain even my own disposition. Be like, yeah, I'll be a little bit like not on it at times too. I'll be like, yeah, like I'm not gonna even really talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm not gonna even really talk about that. I'm not even gonna get into all of that. And cats would be like, yo, you wildin', fam. You know what I mean? Like you wildin', like you need to really be able to like speak that. And that's why I say I think people around me who was able to allow me to speak my truth in that. And that's what you need. And the funny thing is, if you're not able to do that with the person who you're in a relationship with, it's going to be an issue. You got to speak your truth. You know what I mean? Intimacy is important. If anybody tell you that it's not, then they're a freaking fool. What they've been taught, what they've been taught doesn't even really resonate in today's time. Some people are just acting on fear or self-medicating on their own insecurities. Now that was a quotable. Self-medicating on their own insecurities. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on about these things, but I want us to be grateful for life, grateful for everything, and not to be scared to be able to be vulnerable with people. You know, I definitely want you to be able to express and to let people know that, hey, you know, that whole intimacy thing may take me some time to get into. Because we know a lot of us ain't gonna be able to just jump right into them type of situations, you know. To be like, yo, I'm willing to do this or I'm willing to do that. And you know what I mean? And a person just have to be understanding with you and say, yeah, they might not be on that level yet. They're not on that level yet. You know what I'm saying? To let us know, like, yo, y'all good? Y'all good over here? No. No, we not good. What is you talking about? We far from good. Yo, let me know who's watching. I've been on here for 35 minutes. Let me know who's watching. My one YouTuber. Let me know. Drop your name in the comment. You don't got to drop your name. Drop your city. Twitch boy, drop your name in the comment. Oh yeah, shout out to beautiful billionaires. Shout out to Janie David. Shout out to Grey Goose _ Mr. 55 for watching your boy. We're giving you some of this tabernacle. We're giving you some of this tabernacle. I should have did this shit early, but you might laugh and tell you this, but I forgot my password. Literally, I'm one forgetful son of a dude. So I guess you're not gonna state who you are. Well, we here, man. We here. Like, I'm here. I'm gonna try to do these conversations early because I got some good stuff coming up for you. Some deep stuff. Deep stuff. So we got 3 more minutes. I wouldn't let this conversation go out longer. But as you know, I'm getting sleepy. Damn, I should do this shit by 12. Not at this time. As you know, I like music. We're gonna play our boy. This look kind of decent. This look kind of decent. Well, they good, YouTube. Thank you for watching me. Let me know if you got any questions. Lydia Palmer, how you doing? Lydia Palmer, how are you doing? Lydia, I want to know if you like hip hop. Shout out to YouTube. I want to serenade y'all with a beat. I know you living out there, you stressing. I want you to know God is good in your life. God is the only thing that's going to solve any problems you're looking for. It's some therapy. It's the ending of the show. The ending. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for able to listen. Let me get this stuff off my face. Chaos Culture Radio. We out. We out.